Hey there, guys. Welcome back to Press for Truth. We're here with Rick Rule. Sir, thank you very much for taking some time to speak with us here today.
Pleasure, Dan. Thanks for the opportunity.
Now, I'm curious as to what on earth has been going on in the last 12 months to a year and a half with gold. It's taken such a huge dip. Why has this happened?
With the disclaimer that I'm a credit analyst, not an economist, my suspicion is pretty simple. My suspicion is that gold is locked in a war with the U.S. dollar. We are in a period, or at least we have been until perhaps a month ago, of extraordinary confidence. The voters, the market wants to believe that the big thinkers of the world, the Obamas, the Yellens, all those people, stick-handle us out of the global financial crisis, and everything is wonderful. There are all kinds of explanation for gold weakness, but I think that the reason for the gold weakness is the strength in gold. I think that gold is locked in a war with the U.S. dollar, and I think, by the way, that gold doesn't have to win, it just needs to lose less badly. And I also believe that that's inevitable. Maybe not imminent, but certainly inevitable.
There is also an inevitable crash coming with the dollar potentially in the future. What is that going to mean for the gold market if the dollar crashes?
I wouldn't build my life around a crash, because the truth is I think that fiat currencies are going to be with us for a lot longer than many people with our philosophical predisposition would believe. And I think also that what you need to know about the dollar is that it's in effect the prettiest mare at the slaughterhouse. One of the reasons that gold has done so well is that it faces almost no competition. Doug Casey, as an example, used to say that gold, while it's an I owe you nothing, beats the euro, which is a who owes you nothing. And I think that's something that you need to understand in the context of the dollar versus gold business.
Are there ways that Canadians can protect themselves? Is gold necessarily a safe way to protect your assets?
I think gold should be part of almost everyone's savings matrix. J.P. Morgan is alleged to have said that gold is money, everything else is credit. Whether he said it or not, I think it's true. The reality of one's life in a non-philosophical and a pragmatic sense is that you have to have some cash. U.S. dollars, or if you're Canadian, Canadian and U.S. dollars, but you also have to have some gold. I often give a speech in the United States where I remind younger people of a motel chain called Motel 6. When I was 30, the price of a room at Motel 6 was $6. Today, the price of a room at Motel 6 averages $69. Now, there's only two possible conclusions that you can derive from that data. One is that the utility of a room at Motel 6 has increased 11-fold in 30 years, which is difficult because the room is the same size, and I suspect the sheets are unchanged in 30 years. The other would be that the denominator, the U.S. dollar, has depreciated in value by 95% in the context of purchasing a room at Motel 6 over 30 years. It's also worth noting that 30 years ago, an ounce of gold would buy you 6 or 7 nights at Motel 6. An ounce of gold down now the way it is will buy you 16, 17, 18 nights at Motel 6. And if you think of gold in the context of that, if you think of it in the context of holding value in your life, albeit with fluctuations, you understand the purpose that gold has in everyone's savings matrix.
So how do we go about getting people to realize this, that they're entrapped in this debt bubble, in this system of fiat currency, and that there are ways to relieve themselves of the system? You know, how do we get people to understand that they are in a debt bubble and they need to get out of it?
Well, at Sprott, we devote an awful lot of time and an awful lot of money to spreading that message, and we're fairly successful. We have, in our various precious metals-related investment programs, probably 150,000 shareholders worldwide now. That's not a lot, but it's a start. The truth is, however, that experience teaches people better than anything else. We can deliver a message and deliver a message and deliver a message and deliver a message, and eventually circumstances will force more and more people to listen to the message. Nothing short of that will work, however. If you think about the set of circumstances that will cause gold to fulfill one of its roles, which is in effect social insurance or chaos insurance, nobody, including myself, wants to be a winner. You know, gold has this insurance function, and if you think about getting paid off in your insurance, life insurance assumes that somebody died. Auto insurance assumed that there was a wreck. Home insurance assumes that your house burned down. The whole set of circumstances surrounding the expectation of higher gold prices is very unpleasant to think about. And as a consequence of that, persuading people to think about something that's unpleasant to think about takes a long time. It's also incumbent on people to take control of their own financial future. And most people would prefer not to do that. Most people would prefer that the big thinkers of the world took control of their financial future. Unfortunately for them, I think they're putting their financial future in very bad hands. But only experience, I think, and hopefully a small rather than a large experience, will cause people to be more prudent.
Absolutely. I suppose leading by example, and hopefully people will follow your lead. So thank you once again. Where can people go to learn more from you guys?
Easiest place to find us is to go to www.Sprott's Thoughts. If you go there, on the front page, there's a subscribe button. Click on it, and you'll get the best thought from the Sprott organization and other outside speakers. You'll get it 3 times a week, and I guarantee you'll get your money's worth because it's free.
Well, yeah, you can't get better value than that. Thank you so much for talking to us.
Always a pleasure. Thank you.